You're watching Capital Cosm Live. My name is Danny, and today we're going to be talking about what is driving this gold and silver price higher. It is June 2nd, 2025, and I'm looking at the gold price right now, 33.72, up 2.5% today, and silver up even more so, 34.37 at the time of this live stream, up 4.2%. You've also got a spike in oil. So what exactly happened? Did people just wake up and just decide to buy a ton? Did someone just wake up and decide to buy a ton of gold and silver, maybe sprinkle in a few barrels of oil? Well, that could be the case, but that could also be the case that we are seeing some geopolitical tensions rise like we haven't seen since Pearl Harbor. What exactly am I talking about? Of course, we have the gold chart here, but we're going to have to piece this together with some qualitative geopolitical analysis. And this ties right into Russia and Ukraine, most particularly the Ukrainian drone strikes on Russian nuclear bombers. We have the BBC here. I know not everyone's favorite news platform, but be that as it may, this is what happened over the weekend. You saw Ukraine effectively use these drone swarms on Russia's nuclear fleet. Now, many have been saying this is akin to a Pearl Harbor attack on Russia. And what did we do when we got attacked in Pearl Harbor? Well, we joined the war. We joined World War II. Now, we also saw talks today between Ukraine and Russia. Ironically enough, they had peace talks scheduled for today in Turkey, but it doesn't appear much has come of that. From what we can understand, the peace talks ended within 90 minutes, and the general sentiment is that nothing was really achieved. We'll see how things develop, but it says here, Ukraine and Russia end their round of direct peace talks in Istanbul. And we see here, these are the Russian air bases targeted by the Ukrainian why can't I say drones, guys? Drone swarms. I'm combining drones and swarms. I'm saying something along the lines of drones, dwarms, something like that. Anywho, everything in orange is what the Ukrainian drones attacked over the weekend. Olenia Air Base, Ivanovo Air Base. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Belaya Air Base, and interesting, Ukranka Air Base. I wonder if that has any ties with Ukraine. I know Ukraine translates to the border in Russian, so that air base is literally at the border between Russia and China. So very so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is a very comprehensive attack on the part of Ukraine. We'll see what happens between the two parties, but nonetheless, it appears as if traders and investors are responding to these escalations by piling into the precious metals. We saw something similar occur back before India and Pakistan went at it. Remember, we had Operation, I believe it was called Operation Sindoor. And it was when India first attacked Pakistan last month, May 7th. Now, if you look back historically, May 7th, so you start to see a rally in gold on the 2nd of May all the way out to the 6th of May. And then when the attack actually happened, buy the rumor, sell the facts. So there are definitely some insiders in the know here buying up all this gold back a few days before May 7th, the attack on Pakistan. Are we seeing something similar to that right now? Now, if you watched my last live stream yesterday, you'll notice that you'll recall that I mentioned that I don't really anticipate any big moves in gold this month, maybe next month, given just basing it off the technical charting. But it does appear that we have broken out of this consolidation pattern. We've been consolidating for a month or so, and as of right now, we've broken out of the resistance line. We'll see if it has any legs, But the next resistance, if it does break out of this line, would most likely be somewhere around 34, 31. So if we can break out of this line, expect another move higher to the 34, mid $3,400 level. And then if we can break out of that, then it's blue skies beyond that. But it's very interesting. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you guys think these are just insiders getting ahead of the news? Or is the situation really dire? Are we not being told the full story when it comes to the Ukraine-Russia escalations? Let me know in the chat. Drop me a 1 if you think Russia and Ukraine escalates beyond this point, given the recent drone swarm attack, given the fact that we haven't been able to broker a deal between the two parties. And hey, look, there's been talk about MI6 driving the war, being the main facilitator of the war. Who stands to benefit from this? We've talked about it numerous times on the channel. It's the European and City of London. So not the European people themselves, but the European oligarchs, let's say. So let me know your thoughts here, guys. Let's take a look at silver. Silver is doing some, look at that. Boom. Up 4.2%. Now, these moves, let's go back to gold really quick. These moves in gold are no laughing matter. 2.5%. Yeah, that may not seem like nothing, but when you're dealing with a $20 trillion market cap on the part of gold, 2.5% is capital movement in the billions of dollars. So let's do a little math. 2.5%, that's about $4-5 billion in capital rotation. No, actually, no, $20 to $50 billion. $50 billion. Yeah, $50 billion. Just about that. So it's not anything to sneeze at. And we have broken through this resistance line. We'll see if we're able to continue the momentum up higher. Do you guys think we break through this 34.40 resistance line? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Let's go ahead and take a look at silver right now. Silver, bam. Silver is the superstar. It's the asset of the day. Up 4.3%, and it is at critical resistance. Now, it did break through this 33.80 level. Next stop, you've got to go through 34.50. And then beyond that, boom, $35. So those are the three levels we've got to get through, guys. We've already beat one boss, moving up to the mid boss, and then we got the final boss at the $35 level. At least to finally break through this this enormous cup and handle that's been formed. We looked at it yesterday. There you go. Again, cup, handle. And this is 45 plus years in the making. Yeah, since the 1980s. So very interesting stuff. And if you kind of look at gold here, gold had a similar pattern. You could also make the case. But on a much more recent time horizon, gold had a cup and handle pattern as well. Here and here. And what you'll notice is the cup and handle pattern that gold had and broke free of was not as gargantuan as the silver one. Gold started its cup and handle pattern in 2012 and finally broke it last year. So about a 12-year cup and handle pattern. And we're still reaping the benefits of that. Now, let's just imagine what that portends to this 45-year cup and handle for silver. Very interesting stuff here, guys. Let's go ahead and look at oil. Oil is another one of these geopolitical markers. So let's take a look at oil. Oil has been in a bear market, and clearly for a couple years now. And we've been in this descending channel. And there have been glimmers of hope every now and then, but we hit this resistance line and we come crashing down. Oil is the master commodity. So when oil rallies, so do the rest of the commodity complex. But very interesting to note that gold and silver are also rallying. In many cases in history, when gold begins to rally, you start seeing the rest of the commodities rally later on. Gold acts as a seemingly leading indicator for the rest of the market. So let me know what you guys think. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these. The attack last night, or the attack over the weekend. Yeah, so there's the drone flying out, and I'm presuming, yeah, there's the attack right there. Here's another view of it. So yeah, they took out some nuclear bombers. I'm presuming that's from the footage from the drone itself. Yeah, there it is. Boom. Here's another angle of it from afar. Yeah, check out those smoke plumes. And these are the drones that were used to carry out the attacks. So we'll see how things escalate. It's very interesting to note as well that Putin has been very hesitant to sign on the dotted line when making a deal with Trump. Despite the more friendly tone, it kind of begs the question, does Putin not fully trust the U.S.? Does he believe that Trump is acting like a good cop? Whether or not that's true, I don't know. Whether or not Trump is genuine in his peacekeeping or peacemaking process with Russia still remains to be seen, because we still haven't seen a peace deal formulate quite yet. But is Russia being influenced by China? Are they acting as one unit, Russia and China? And so we'll continue to monitor the gold price. I just want to give you guys an update. And yeah, check out, and again, remember what happened here a few days before the India-Pakistan strike. Investors came in, they front-loaded the trade because they knew an attack was coming, and then when it actually happened, they sold off. Is something like that going to happen now? I guess we'll wait and see, but you guys let me know in the comments. Let me know in the live chat. I'm going to read a few chats here in a bit, but let me know in the live chat as well what you think is going to happen. Are we going to dump on news of peace, or will this escalate? Can Russia stand down and save face despite their nuclear fleet being struck in 5 different locations? So a fairly comprehensive strike from Ukraine. All right, before we get into reading some of our chats here, a quick shout out to our good friends over at Capitalist Exploits. We have a special $1,000 discount for viewers of this channel. Link down below. They are my favorite newsletter. I've used them for 5 years. If you want to get the same intel that I leverage in terms of finding out different opportunities around the world, and not just that, but also incorporating the geopolitics, the trends going around the world, Capitalist Exploits is my go-to. I've interviewed Chris McIntosh a number of times on the show. So you just search Chris McIntosh Capitalist Exploits. You can just watch any one of those interviews. Highly, highly recommend the newsletter. They've outperformed the market here, as you can see, both the NASDAQ and the S&P over the last 5 years. And you not only get a service where you get portfolio picks, both a capital gains portfolio and a dividend portfolio, but you also get 100 plus investments you can buy today, spread across thousands of industries. And they target asymmetric trades and very high dividend trades. You got 2 separate portfolios, highly trusted on Trustpilot. You see they got a 5-star or 4.9-star rating on Trustpilot. It's a third-party app in aggregating reviews for the product. Capital gains portfolio, income portfolio, research, weekly newsletters, education, a constant influx of new videos to kind of outline their methodology, and they're politically incorrect. So if that's your style, if you looking for a couple hedge fund managers that aren't afraid to dabble with the politically incorrect in terms of using that in making investment decisions, then they are right up your alley. You're going to find some really interesting investing sectors that you would have never guessed in capitalist exploits. So you've got a forum, you've got all that stuff. Highly recommend it. Check out the link down below. Get a special $1,000 discount. It might be a little pricey, but you get what you pay for. I've had them for 5 years and I've gotten my money's worth. I've gotten all my money back that I've paid in these annual subscriptions, and it basically pays for themselves. They act as my outsourced research team. The moment they stop producing results for me, I'll not subscribe, but they've been doing a great job. If I'm the CEO of my portfolio, they're my R&D team. They're my research team that goes out and does a lot of this research that we incorporate into this channel. So there it is, guys. Let's go ahead and read your chats. Let's see what you guys have to say here. A quick chat today. Just wanted to give you guys a brief update. Let's see. Tim Gibson, I'm shaking. Yeah. You know, sometimes you've got to lean into the fear a bit. You've got to lean into the fear. We're on the brink of World War III, or we could be. I don't know. But it is, someone thinks we're on the brink. I mean, someone's buying up the gold. And it's no coincidence that it happens right after this nuclear bomber strike from Ukraine. All right, let's see what else we got here. So this is from Gary. Gary says, this attack violates a SALT treaty. It literally justifies a nuclear attack on Ukraine. Oh, yes, I did read about that, actually. This is part of Russia's doctrine. And striking their nuclear bombers does cross one of the red lines that Russia has for their nuclear doctrine. So if they do go off of that, they may just as well fire off a nuke somewhere in Ukraine. We'll wait and see. I'm not saying if they will, but based off their nuclear doctrine, that's what it implies. Zelensky has no clue what he has done. The response is going to be brutal. All right. Not Soul Keeper says, LOL, nothing justifies nukes. Well, tell that to the Russian doctrine. We'll see what happens. Pete, JP Morgan has so many paper shorts, they will have to double down. Will they have to double down? Eventually, they might have to. And on silver. Yeah, so eventually they may have to. So I think any more? Did they ever audit Fort Knox, says Joey Sox. Come on, they're not going to audit Fort Knox. You guys think they're going to audit Fort Knox? Let me know. Let me know what you think. Who knew when I started investing in gold, I was long fear porn. There you go. Well, what better way to click to end things off than this? And not purposely being a fear porn driven video, but it does warrant some attention, clearly. So the gold price is a leading indicator for crisis. So we'll see how things transpire. Hopefully for the best. Hopefully things escalate down, but that also means that the gold price escalates down too. A worthy trade, some might say. So, all right, guys, hit that like and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. What do you think is going to transpire with this geopolitical tensions? How do you think it impacts gold, silver, oil? Very interested in getting your thoughts. I do, in fact, read the comments. So leave me your comments down below, and I'll catch you later. Oh, and check us out on Substack, too. Link is down below as well. Bye. Bye.